Hello everyone, welcome back to another video where we will be dealing with how to find the empirical formula and as well as using that to calculate the molecular formula, right? So the information that has been given over here is a compound contains 40% carbon, 6.7% hydrogen and 53.3% oxygen by mass, and its molecular mass is 180. So first we need to calculate the empirical formula of the compound. And how do we calculate the empirical formula? First, we will write down the letters, the symbols of the elements that we have, which is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Now, the percentage, we will assume that we took 100 gram of this substance. So if we assume that we took 100 gram of substance, these percentages automatically gets converted to its mass. So the carbon mass is given as, let's say, 40 gram, hydrogen is 6.7 gram, and oxygen as 53.3 grams. The next step is we will be dividing each of the values with their molecular mass, which has been given over here. So 4D divided by 12 molar mass of carbon, 6.7 divided by 1 molar mass of hydrogen, and 53.3 divided by 16 molar mass of oxygen. Now, if we do this, what are the values that we get? This is going to be 3.33 something. This is going to be 6.7, obviously, divided by 1. And 53.3 divided by 16 gives us, again, 3.33. Now, the smallest number among these three is 3.33. Now, you take the smallest number among these three, whatever, and you divide that number with all of it. So 3.33 divided by 3.33, 6.7 divided by 3.33, 3.33 divided by 3.33. Now we know this is going to be obviously 1, and this one is going to be approximately 2, and this one is going to be again 1. So the ratio is 1:2:1. So our empirical formula comes as is CH2O. This is as simple as it gets. Okay, now if you move on to the molecular formula, let's calculate the molecular formula of this one. Now, for molecular formula, one important information that we need is our molar mass, which is given over here. Which is given over here as 180. All right. So, but we will be using a integer number. Now, how to calculate that integer number? N is equals to your molecular mass, which will mostly will be given in your question, divided by your empirical formula mass. All right. So your MR is 180 and your empirical formula mass is CH2O. So 12, because I have only one carbon, plus 1 times 2, because there are 2 hydrogens, plus oxygen, which is 16, and I have only 1. So if I do this, we will get a value, which is going to be 12 plus 2, which is 14. 14 plus 16 is actually our 30. So 180 divided by 30, this gives us is 6, right? Now your formula mass now becomes CH2O N CH2O 6 C6 H12O6. So your empirical formula is CH2O and your molecular mass is C6H12O6. Now, this calculation of empirical formula and finding molecular formula comes up very frequently in the question papers, and I would suggest you to go through this video again and again as long as you don't understand. Once you are clear with the concept, then go for practice sheets. Practice a lot of finding empirical formula as well as the molecular formula and get better as much as you can, because This is one thing that comes very frequently. All right. Catch you guys in the next video where we will be solving another type of calculation.